Okay, so my first question for you is, how would you define feminism?
How do I define feminism? I think it's the awareness that women actually do have the power over their own bodies,
Mm-hmm.
that they should have the power to be equal
Mm-hmm.
with men. And this is not a we hate men thing. Not at all. It's just, no, not at all, love. It's just for centuries, women have been put into boxes. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh, the woman stays at home.
Yeah.
And she has children, and she puts a meal on the table, and she keeps it. No, women are their own person, and they have rights. I think what you need to understand about the groups that I belong to, that I am a proud member of the Freedom Socialist Party. Freedom Socialist Party is socialist feminism. So that is, how would one define that? Well, socialism, it's an injury to one is an injury to all. And
Mm-hmm.
it's actually empowering women, especially, Kendall, women of colour
Mm-hmm.
and transgender people who
Yes.
you know are on the bottom end
Yeah.
of the 99%, and train in leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're a revolutionary party. I'm not saying we're violent, no, but
Mm-hmm.
there has to be a party that is anti-capitalist.
Mm-hmm.
The two-party system in America. I'm British, I'm Scottish actually.
Mm-hmm.
I can't understand it. There has to be a party that, if you don't agree with Republicans, well, who does? And if you don't agree with the Democrats, who does? There has to be a new party formed, which is anti-capitalist, which doesn't believe in corporate, the banks, the corporations, who are squeezing the working class people of the world.
Yeah.
And this is, Kendall, this is an exciting time. I know everyone in the world is depressed about you-know-who, Donald Trump. He defies belief, okay?
Yeah.
But this happened. This has happened. What is this saying? There's a right-wing swing at the moment in Britain.
Uh-huh.
We have a Tory party. It's a Conservative party.
Uh-huh.
Who is so right-wing, cutting benefits for the disabled,
Wow.
trying to cut our National Health Service, which is free in
Yeah.
Britain. So what do we want? In America, you want free health care.
Yeah.
You want abortion on demand.
Mm-hmm.
You want workers' rights, the power of the unions to actually look after the workers, and we also want to look after each other. What is wrong with that, Kendall? Nothing, absolutely nothing. But so long as one is a capitalist country, that will never ever happen.
Mm-hmm.
And when capitalism is on the down, because it's either boom or bust, isn't it?
Yeah.
Capitalism, it's either way or it's falling apart. When it starts falling apart, then that is when capitalism will pit worker against worker. It's a very, very clever thing to do. And until people realize that is what is happening, then nothing will change. This is an exciting time for change. And it's an exciting time for the working class to actually say, enough is enough. We are now going to, in fact, form a united front. So that's, all the left groups joining together and the unions and saying, no, this has to stop. People are dying in the streets.
Yeah.
People, veterans get nothing, absolutely nothing. They have given, so many have laid down their lives, but they joined the forces. Oh, thanks very much, mate. And they come back to nothing, and that is unbelievable. So I think women have to empower themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Feminism, there's not much, there's a great, as you know, in the 60s, a great feminist movement, but it started something. It seems to have, in the Bay Area, it seems to have died down now, which is very sad.
Yeah.
But until women unite and say, look, feminism should not be a dirty word, and it shouldn't be a word that, oh, you're a feminist, you hate men. No. There are many, many books. I know you can't get to all. There are many, many books that would help you. And I encourage you to read the works of Ida B. Wells, brilliant black activist in the 19th century.
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman. These were iconic black leaders.
Yeah.
And, okay, can you believe it? America, the women got the vote in 1920. In 1928, it was in Britain. That's appalling. But it was led by, if you like, white privileged women. Okay, they got the job done. But at the March on Washington in 1920, it's a fascinating story. The leaders, like Susan B. Anthony et al., she said to Ida B. Wells, no, but your contingent, which was a black women contingent, you can go to the back. So Ida B. Wells more or less said, fuck off. We are marching at the front. And that's, please, it seems to have died down now.
Yeah.
This rise of feminism, which is proud to be women and proud to work with men. And in the Freedom Socialist Party, there are men.
Yeah.
They are socialist feminists. I would also encourage you to go to our website, which is www.socialism.com. And have a read at our newspaper, see what we're about.
Yeah.
There's radical women as well, which sounds scary. It isn't. It is, once again, it's trying to empower women in leadership positions.
Yeah.
And it's not radical feminism, because radical feminism, they kind of get rid of the men. No, we're not interested in the men. Oh, how stupid. How short-sighted is that? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me, and it certainly doesn't make sense to the groups I belong to. So, I don't know. Is that any help, my dear?
That is a big amount of help. Do you mind if I have a few more questions for you?
No, carry on, dear. I'm ready. All
right. So, why do you think people use the word feminist as an insult?
As an insult?
Yes.
Because they can. Because women, oh, you're a feminist. In the old, in the 60s, there was a Germaine Greer. Okay, she's Australian. And there was a great, as I said before, a great surge in women standing up for themselves and breaking from this traditional, in inverted commas, stereotypical, a woman stays at home. And women, no, you can't do that. You're a woman.
Yeah.
And actually, if you look at CEOs, oh God, it's capitalism, yuck. But women that are, in fact, there are not many of them. Not many of them at all, because it's still a dirty word. Feminism can still be a dirty word, and it's totally derogatory in some people's minds until you actually explain it. And you actually explain the fact that, well, actually, it's not a dirty word, and it is. It can be a racist,
Yeah.
People. Oh, I get so worked up, Kendall. I'm so sorry.
No, this is really good information.
Oh, dear. But I do encourage you to read.
Yeah.
And there's a wonderful book called Revolutionary Integration.
Okay.
It's a wizard read. I will give you Revolutionary Integration. It is by it's a Marxist, because we're Marxist, you see, our group. We're Marxist Trotskyists, okay? A Marxist analysis of African-American liberation. My dear, you know that racism rules okay throughout the world. Still.
Yeah.
It's still. And you have that wank, oh, sorry, I'm doing it again. Mr. Trump, you know, saying, well, we're building a wall where this, the rise of people so much against immigration persecution. He's done this, in many ways, he's done this country a favor. I mean, he really has, because he's made people think, what? I beg your pardon. So, why is feminism a dirty word? Because of the connotations, because of the fact that, women shouldn't be strong, women shouldn't have their own lives, and does that mean, you know, does that mean the end of marriage and all that bloody stereotypical things of, you're not married. And I have to say it, you must be a lesbian. I beg your pardon. You know, they make these humongous assumptions. And Kendall, it's ignorance.
Yeah.
You know, it really, really is ignorance, and it breaks my heart. It really does. But as I say, go on to socialism.com. Oh God, I wish you were here. I would be putting so many books in your hand. I know I would. I really, really would. Next question, darling.
Okay. So, what are ways people can support the movement in their own communities?
In our communities. Well, that's very interesting. I think there's a wonderful saying that if you have one person, that's great. If you have two people, that actually constitutes a group.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So I think with us, we try to be part of the community here in the Tenderloin by supporting whatever. Look, I don't know where you live, but look into your community. Look at what is going on at the town hall. What is going on round the corner. Use your local store. You know, support people that work bloody hard. I think, I can throw this phrase at you, a united front.
Yeah.
And people have to band together, because the 99%, we're shafted, darling. We are being squeezed every opportunity, because they can. But what happens when you can't? You can't actually pay, well, you know about San Francisco. I live here. You know, the rent. Because people want to make money. This capitalism breeds greed. And it certainly did with Thatcher in Britain. She suddenly spawned a whole generation of greed. How ghastly is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous. Anyway, there we are.
Okay. So, how is the issue of feminism different for women of a non-Caucasian race?
I think because they're the most suppressed.
Yes. Yeah.
They really, really are. Women of color, transgender people, the disabled, they are the most suppressed.
Yeah.
And, you know, what one has to be very aware of that is this is not a single issue subject.
Yeah.
This impacts, on all our lives, but on all the facets of a capitalist society. So when it's persecution against the lowest of the low, which are people of color.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. And because they can, Kendall, because they want to, they want to pick Hispanic against Hispanic, black against black.
Yeah.
No, this must not happen.
Yeah.
It's and not to be. Oh God, guys, about liberal, because liberalism can tend towards the single issue. And today it like a simple thing. Oh, today I gave somebody on the street $5.
Yeah.
No, that's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they all on the street? And that's why are people on drugs? Why? Because life for them, absolutely, and I'm going to be crude here, sucks.
Yeah.
You know, it really, really does. And our hole is in the center of the tenderloin. I see these poor, unfortunate people. Because I'm lucky, because I'm white, darling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm white privilege. And that, you have to recognize that we are white privileged.
Yeah.
And I presume I'm saying that, you mightn't be white. I don't know.
I am, yes.
Yeah. Always, we remember that we are of white privilege.
Yeah.
Because in the car, we're not going to be the one stopped by the police.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a person of color behind us. And that's the way it goes. And horrendous. I'm sorry, give me 2 minutes. Sorry, someone's at the door.
No problem.
But there's a chap here who's going to open the door. Can you just hang on 2 seconds, darling?
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
No problem.
Thank you, Kendall. Hello, dear. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back. Okay. Marvellous. Now listen,
Yes.
I'm sorry, where do you live, darling? What's 650?
Redwood City?
Oh, golly, that's a long way away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. It's just we're having a wonderful, you could meet all the comrades, we're having a wonderful fund drive for our newspaper.
Oh, no.
And on this Friday, we're having a bowl-a-thon at the King Plaza in Daly City.
Oh, wow.
I crap at it, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Because we're all volunteers here, love.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get paid for this work
Mm-hmm.
because we want the world to change.
Yeah.
In other words, as I say, we are volunteers
Mm-hmm.
and we are passionate to change the world because it has to be changed. And I look to people like you, Kendall. You're a young girl, full of. I think this is a marvellous project you're doing, full of hope. Don't lose the hope and don't give up the fight.
I
And
won't.
do go to the website.
Yeah.
And, sweetie, you're coming up with us. What about? You know, the women's march was fantastic.
Yeah.
We had a whole contingent from here, from Sandra, go to Washington.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
But it was so important. And all our branches, because we've got one in New York, one in Melbourne, Australia, we've got one in Seattle is the main one, and
Yeah.
one in Los Angeles as this one. And here, obviously, all over, all the branches sent people. And they shouted and they screamed. And guess what?
What?
There were not many people for Trump. So it wasn't fake news, darling. It was true.
Yeah. That was, I saw that. It was quite incredible.
Oh, yeah. And then we had a wonderful Women's March in January here.
Yes.
Which was, and that, oh my God, you should have felt the power of these women uniting.
Yeah.
And it has to go on. It can't peter out, because the feminist movement did kind of peter out. It kind of did, like perhaps the Black Panther movement. It petered out. What the Black Panther movement did, and it was incredible. They had free healthcare. They had doctors who came in to give their services free. They had free education. That scared the powers that be shitless.
Yeah.
And that's why so many of them were arrested. There were so many killings because they could not cope with the fact that the movement was actually dialectic. In other words, it was moving on, and it could have moved on to a revolution, a peaceful one, but it could have.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, gag it, and it petered out. Kendall, this surge must not peter out, and I am looking to people like you, my darling.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah.
Fight the good fight, and actually be proud, and don't care what people say when they. Oh, what are you doing that for? Excuse me, this is your life.
Yeah.
You know? And you America can't live like this, and the world can't live like this in this kind of, capitalists, right, that's fine, and moving to the right, because if you read actually, I encourage you to read a lot about fascism. Now, we're not in a fascist state here yet, but the rise of the neo-Nazis, I beg your pardon, it's frightening.
Yeah.
That people can actually seriously belong to something like that. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
The Second World War, Mussolini, Hitler, you know what these... Oh, my God, it's terrifying. Anyway, enough of that.
Yes.
Carry on, dear.
Okay, I have 2 more questions.
All right, dear.
So, how does being female affect getting a job or getting paid in the business industry?
I beg your pardon, I missed I'm so sorry, I missed the start of that question.
Yes. How does being female affect getting a job or getting paid in the business industry?
Yeah, well, you know that women are still not paid as much as men.
Yes.
So you know that. And women still have to be 10 times better than any man. Sita, I'm a musician, okay, a classical musician. I saw the world and got paid for it.
Yeah.
But come auditions for orchestras, I fought with my union. They're now behind screens. They don't know that you're a woman, which is marvelous. But at the time, you had to be 10 times better than any man player. And I think that women are still paid so much less than men.
Yeah.
And do you think that's fair?
No.
No, thank you. Absolutely not, love. Absolutely not. So how is that going to change? Well, until women feel that they can have the power and women can unite and, say, okay, we are actually taking all our workforce out of here.
Yeah.
And where would they be? It's like the immigrants, if every single undocumented worker, and we're seeing this now in the Central Valley. Yeah. Farms are dying because they're so scared that ICE is going to come and get them, that they've gone home. They've gone back to Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, all these places. And why can't we? I'm not doing that job. We have it in Britain. I'm not doing it. The immigrants are taking our jobs. Okay, you do it. You clean lavatories at SFO. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. It's pathetic. Anyway, next question.
Okay, this is my final question. So,
all right, Kendall.
Finally, how would you explain feminism to a young girl, like, say, 4 or 5?
Oh, my goodness. What a question, sweetie. I'm going to have to put my thinking cap on.
Okay.
How would you explain? Well, for a start, you tell them how to spell it.
Yes.
It can be quite a difficult word to spell.
It can, yeah.
It can. It really, really can. How would you explain it to a 5-year-old? Oh, my God. Equality.
Yeah.
Equality. And, when this child is at school, okay, play football with the lads. Or the lads can, learn cooking. Or you can go to the woodwork class. Or you can... The word is equality.
Yeah, okay.
Equality. We are all human.
Yeah.
And we all deserve human rights. So whether you're male, female, transgender, we all deserve it, but it's equality.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have to spell that word too.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, it has been my great, great pleasure.